Us. Hey everyone, we're live here at FSK. Krav Maga. Sorry, getting a few seconds late. No worries. Figuring out how to hook up this whole new TV and get ourselves ready for tonight. Let me know if you're on. Rebecca, Us, good to see you. Danielle's watching. That's fantastic. All right. Start loosening up, start giving some circles forward, circles back and forth, and I'm gonna get my watch for an interval timer. Bryce, awesome, glad you could join us. For tonight's class, we're gonna do a little bit of groundwork. So if you have a harder ground and you wanna grab a towel or a yoga mat, hey Monica, glad you're back, yay. We're gonna do some stuff on the ground. So if you have a yoga mat or a towel you wanna put down if you have a harder ground. If you're working on a carpet, you may want to put some pants on so you don't get, if you're wearing shorts, you don't get rug burns or something like that. Or even if you don't have a yoga mat, a comforter from your bed that you don't mind dropping on the ground, put that down, because after we do our warm-up and our core and some of our cardio, we're going to work with our buck, trap, and roll with a little bit of shrimping. So I want you to be comfortable while you do that. All right, let's get started. Arm movement, get these shoulders loose. Let's do a little turning, twist the trunk. Hands up over your head, let's lean over one side, we'll stretch out our side body here. Come on up, other side. And let's take it to a light jog. So a little light jog, little movement in place, get the blood flowing. You can swing your arms a little bit, keep them moving. Let me just come check the comments. Awesome. Alexa, hey, good to see you, Alexa. Awesome. All right, we're light jog in place. Just kind of moving, around. And let's take it down to a plank, low plank on your elbows. We're going to go 30 seconds. Use this to breathe. Deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth, in through your nose, and up through your mouth. One more time. In through your nose. Hold, up through your mouth. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, come on up. Let's do some jumping jacks. We're going to go for about 50. Okay, full range of motion. Shoulders, hips. Halfway done. Awesome. Let's take it down for crunches. I'm going to do about 40 crunches. Really get that core warmed up. Couple more. And come on up. All right, let's get the legs warmed up. We're gonna go for squats, about 30. All right, you can go at your speed. If you're keeping up with me, great. It doesn't matter. This is just our warm up. If you want to go a little slower, that's fine too. Nice deep squats. Get those big leg muscles warmed up. You can certainly go faster than me too if you want.
So directed at me?
No. I lost count.
Start over.
No, don't worry, we won't start over. A couple more. All right, we're gonna take it down, get our shoulders warmed up. We've got shoulder taps. We're going to a high plank position and just alternating, tapping your shoulder. We're going for about 20. Yeah, and then we got 10 push-ups. Let's finish it up. And bring it back up, a little light jog. Come see our comments here. Someone choking you on the ground is definitely what we are covering tonight, Monica. You guessed it. We do a little groundwork tonight. So if you're just jumping in, you want to make sure you have a yoga mat, a towel. If you don't have either of those, you can grab a comforter, put a comforter down. Just a little soft if you have a hard floor. You don't necessarily need a lot of space, but rolling around on the hardwood floor and the concrete, you definitely be challenging. Okay, all right, slow down. A couple last minute circles, stretches, anything you need. Grab a sip of water if you need it. We're gonna go into our core burn. As you know, that's kind of become the thing with the crowd class now, is getting a good core workout in. So our core workout, while you're getting your stuff together, maybe getting a mat or a towel, stretching out, grabbing a sip of water, we're going to do an AMRAP, as many rounds as possible. We got 6 minutes, so you take the breaks where you need them. If you don't need breaks, you can go all 6 minutes, fantastic. And you can go as slow as you want or as fast as you want. You try to get in as many rounds as you can. We've got 3 exercises. We just keep repeating them over and over again. The first one is, I call it avoid attacks. You're going to be on your ground like you're doing crunches, except you're going to pretend maybe someone's sitting on you with mountain. Make sure I'm back far enough so they can see. And you're going side to side, like you're avoiding attacks. When the front looks like this, side to side. If that's too challenging, you can just do crunches. But doing the avoid really works the side, and we're doing ground stuff tonight, so it makes that nice and strong. 30 of those. 1, 2, 3. Then you've got 20 glute bridges to like a shoulder thrust. What's the term, Dave?
Upa.
Upa. In BJJ, Jiu-Jitsu, they call it Upa. So let me show you what that looks like. All right, so you know, we do a glute bridge, which is what we do for bucking, right? But and when we do our buck, trap, and roll, when we come up, we don't always stay flat. The first buck maybe, but after we trap an arm and we're ready to roll, we actually come up onto a shoulder. So you're going to do a glute bridge up onto your shoulder. Glute bridge and pop up onto that shoulder if you can. So you're going to alternate left and right. If you need a little momentum, you can do like a little sit-up, come back, pop up. Up, pop up.
Shoulder bridge.
Shoulder bridge, thank you. I knew there was probably a better term for it than what I was thinking of. You got 20 of those, so 10 on each side, and then 10 full sit-ups. And you can do those how you like. You can do knees up, legs straight. I'm going to go full range of motion like this, just to get a little extra. So 30, 20, 10, 30 avoid attacks, 20 glute bridges to upa, to shoulder bridge, and then 10 sit-ups. Just over and over again for 6 minutes.
6 minutes.
Okay, you guys should be rested. I'm the one running out of breath talking. Okay, let's go get yourself set. Setting my timer. 6 minutes. Okay, again, you take the breaks where you need it. I want to crash into you. All right, 30 avoid attacks first. I'll call them out for the first few rounds and then it's on you. Ready, go. Shoulder bridges. And if these are too hard, Just do glute bridges. Just come up if those are too hard. Sit-ups, 10 sit-ups. Once you finish 10 sit-ups, you're back to your first round again. You're starting over. You can change things if you need to. Right, 20 shoulder bridges. And sit-ups. And sit-ups. All right, if you're with me, you're back to the beginning. We're halfway there. It's 3 minutes in, 3 minutes more. Avoid attacks. Shoulder bridges. These were harder than I was expecting. Ten sit-ups. 10 sit-ups. And let's take it back. Another round. So you need another round. You got a minute and a half left. Avoid attacks. Okay, shoulder bridges. If you want to add a little arm in, think when that person's on you and you go to buck and you hit them with that arm. Arm push at the shoulder. got 10 setups, almost done. All right, awesome. Oh, perfect timing.
Oh,
That was fantastic.
oh, glorious.
That was great.
Yeah, fabulous. I can't wait to choke you.
From the ground. All right. Catch your breath, rest, get some water, grab a sip of water if you need it. That was a good 6 minutes. If you were keeping pace with me, we got 4 rounds in. If you were faster than me, then you got more than 4. That's fantastic. If you were going a little slower, you got less. It doesn't matter. You were working. You stayed. Cody says, "Great job, Uncle Dave."
Oh, that's adorable.
That's awesome. Okay, grab some water. All right.
Hey, Cody.
All right. So we have a like a 6-minute cardio workout we're going to do that'll target some of our ground stuff before we go into the technical stuff. So let's go through that. I'll explain it. I'll set up the interval timer and we'll get going. Okay, we've got 6 exercises. First one's going to be our sit-throughs. Go into a high down dog, leave one hand down, kick the leg through, come back, switch. See if you can move at a quick pace. Okay, if you have to drop to the ground, come back up to a high, like a wide down dog, and come back. We're only doing this for 30 seconds, so try to put some speed on that. Your second and third exercises are going to be down on the ground. You just need a little spot, and again, if you're working on a rug, maybe you want to put a towel down so you don't get rug burns or something like that. But you're going into your back fighting position, and you're going to track. You're just going to turn to the right, turn to the left, turn to the right, turn to the left. Okay? So you make up that. I'm going to just do, these 180-degree pivots. You can turn as much as you want, so right to left, just try to balance it. Your third exercise, you're going to pop up to your side position, tracking on side. Same thing, track one direction, switch sides, track the other direction, switch, track. So you don't need a lot of space, you just need a little circular area. Your fourth exercise, we all know them, sprawls, do the best you can. Fifth exercises, you're going to see a little bit, if you can do it, and I'll give you an alternative, it's going to be kind of like a shrimp. Those of you who know when we do shrimping, you need a lot of space. In this case, we're going to try and shrimp and come right back to our spot, shrimp and come right back to our spot, because I know you don't have a lot of space. So we're going to do that by coming onto our back. We're going to drop one leg down, push. Bring yourself back. Drop the other leg down, push. Bring yourself back. So you drop one leg down, go onto your hip just for a second and your shoulder. Use your toes, push your hips back, and then pull yourself back to your spot. Drop a leg down, roll to your side, use your gripping toes and this base foot to push your hips up and back. So your shoulder maintains contact, your toes maintain contact, but you lift your hips up this much and push and return to your position. So we got shrimping. And then our last one is we're going to go back to our back position and we're going to work that push kick. Kick, 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 kick.
Hips off the ground.
Trying to get your hips up. Thanks, Dave, if you can. So those are 6 exercises. We're going to do each of them for 30 seconds, twice, and then we move on to the next one.
Total of how long?
Total of 6 minutes.
It's like another 6-minute ab exercise.
Oh.
It's like a core burn. It's good, it's good. It's just going to kill you.
I was trying to hide that and it gave it away. You gave it away.
You can't hide it, we know.
All right, get yourself set up, get your mat set up, lay down and rest, because this is the rest you get. Well, I find my interval timer. Let me edit this.
And as always, if you have to substitute something, substitute something.
I'm going to change from a 10-second to a 15-second break. Done. Update this. All right, we're starting in 10 seconds. All right, I'll remind you of all of them, but we start with sit-throughs.
All right, Cody, see what you got.
3, 2, 1, go! Halfway. Time. Nice. 15-second rest. We're going to do that same thing again. It's just 30 seconds. Just 15 seconds. Yes, we did. Lewis. Ready, go.
Same thing?
Yep. Three, 2, 1, rest. So your next exercise, you have tracking on your back. We'll do it twice for 30 seconds each round. You determine your direction, left or right, just try to keep it equal. Ready, go. Remember, the direction you're turning should be that foot. If I'm going right, it's my right foot. Halfway. Hands are up, head is up. Yes, it's secretly a core exercise. 3, 2, 1. Time, rest. So, probably harder to do if you're on a carpet. Do the best you can. It's definitely easier if you've got a slippery surface to move. One more time like that. Ready, go. Time, rest. Now we go on to our side, and on our side, you're going to do the same thing. Track around to the right, track around to the left, stay in a little circular area. Our side position. I'm going to do it twice. Ready, go. This is like your rest. Side position feels like a rest for me. On your elbow, hand is up. This knee that's up is tightly chambered. You're moving. Three, 2, time, rest. We'll do that one more time. 10-second rest. Breathe, catch your breath, do the best you can. Okay, remember you should be on your hip for this one. On your hip, go. Knees up. Use your toes to grip. And when you switch sides, keep your knees together. Roll to the other side. And time, rest. All right, we got that shrimping motion. If you can do it, do the best you can. If you can't, then do crunches. All right, but try your best with that. All right, got 30 seconds. Ready, go. Drop a leg onto your side, shrimp, pull yourself back to your starting position. Drop a leg, go to that side, shrimp, pull yourself back. Drop, shrimp, pull yourself back. You got it. That's it. working out somewhere where you have a ton of space and you can shrimp up and down the floor, go ahead and do that. I'm guessing that most of us, or none of us do. So you may need to stay in place.
I think the back to the same position is actually harder.
Yeah, you guys, if I grip with my heels, then I'm working my hamstrings too.
Exactly.
To pull myself back.
Much more jump.
Yeah. And time. Here we go. One last exercise. And that's going back to that back position. And we're just doing those push kicks. Ideally, get your hips up off the ground. If you can't, you can keep them down. Alternate legs on your own. Or do one for 30 and the other for 30. Ready? Go. Time. Rest. Last round. Last 30 seconds. And we'll take a break. You guys got this. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. Get that towel, get that mat, get some water, and we're going to work on some groundwork tonight. So I wanted to cover the stuff that's out of mostly level 2 curriculum and a little bit into level 4 curriculum. And a lot of that deals with our buck trap, buck roll, buck trap and roll. So that's why we're doing all those glute bridges. That's why we were kicking from the back. We'll also take a look at escape from guard and escape with your hands pinned this way or this way. And if we get kicked off Facebook again, never fear, I'll get you back on. So hopefully it doesn't happen. Hopefully it was a fluke. All right. Okay. Scott says he just assumed it was me. Very funny. Okay. All right, so let's take a look. Our very first one I want to cover tonight is our buck trap, buck roll. I'm going to show with Dave, and then I'll show you how we can work the body mechanics when you don't have a partner at home to train with. All right, so it starts. I'll show it live. Off me! Okay, so you've seen that before. Many of you have done that before.
Yep. So this is a bad position, total mount, full mount.
Okay, so I'm going to start with avoiding those attacks, moving my body, side, 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 bucking. Feet heads with all fours, I'm reaching up, collapsing the arm, and then as I buck again, I'm catching this foot, I buck again, I toss him over that shoulder. That's where that shoulder bridge comes in. Strike, strike, one strike, couple of ways to get up. We're going to work today with hands on the knees, popping up. So you're trapping his knees to stop him from kicking you. Strike. And it's also a very uncomfortable position. Most people don't have that kind of stretch, so it kind of pins them a little bit. Okay? All right. So without a partner, when you have nobody to work with at home, and again, you don't really need a lot of space. If you're working on a hard floor, go carefully so you don't bruise your knees up. But you're going to start in this position. Imagine someone's sitting on you. So in order for you to buck, you've got to pull your knees up. All right? Bring your hands up. Avoid a couple of attacks. All right? So I always do about 3 or 4. Then I give that first buck. Come back down. Reach my hands up to one side. I just always naturally go to the left. Hook with that foot. Lift up again onto that shoulder. Take this arm to hit them in the side. All the way around. Now you're on your knees. Back facing the direction. Strike, strike, hold the knees. Step up. Back away out of stance. Back away in stance. Okay. So, again, with no partner, avoid, avoid, avoid. Make that first buck. Come back down. The foot. Collapse the arm. Make that shoulder bridge. Roll over onto your knees. Strike at them. Hold their knees. Stand up. Kick. Run. Get out of there. All right. So let's just do that 3 more times. I'll go through it. You can go a little slower if you need to. You can go faster than me if you've got it. Just do the best you can. I'll do it sideways. On this side. Avoid. Buck. Hook your foot. Collapse. Shoulder roll. Strike them with the knees. Get up. Okay. One more time. Just get that practice in. Okay? So that's our basic buck, trap, back roll. Someone's sitting on you and mount. And when we practice it, especially now we're practicing body mechanics, we're throwing 1 buck. Remember, the reality is you may have to do 3 or 4 or 5, depending on where exactly they're sitting, for them really to get in a position for you to trap that arm. That position happens when they go down like this. So if they're sitting back and hands aren't hitting the floor, you'll have to do a few more bucks or use your knees to push them a little forward. Okay, this same defense, Monica, you asked, being choked on the ground. All right, so if someone's sitting on me and mount, and they got the hands here, the good news is they're not striking your face. Bad news is you're being choked. But the other good news is they're not really balanced well. So if you buck, they're gonna go flying. They may release the choke to catch themselves. If they do that, well then you're not being choked, and now you can go back to that buck, trap, and roll, okay? So let's, let me do a live demo, then same thing, we'll break it down.
And this is one of the best parts about Krav Maga is that the same defense will work in many different situations.
So I'm being choked, I bring my hands up. Okay, and in some cases, if you buck enough, like you just saw, 1 buck and a shoulder bridge at that same time, he goes flying.
And remember, the reason for that is the first time without being choked, I get to put my hands down. That stops me from getting knocked over. Katie has my hands together. I can't do that. So I'm getting tossed if she's powerful.
Okay. And so I'm kind of trapping his hands very similar to our double pluck when you're being choked. So think of that double pluck. Those hands are on you. You bring your hands out and around as if you're plucking and you're trapping up here, high chest. So when you buck, he can't get his hands out fast enough for him to brace himself.
Yourself, great.
Okay, let's do it from this angle. Or actually, yeah, this way, my back to the camera. Okay, so the choke is on. Bring those hands up. Ish! Get off me! And I'm out. Okay, so very similar. So let's give it a try without a partner. And we'll go down sideways. So we're here. This position, if you start off like this, bring those knees up. Imagine you're being choked. Bring those hands out and around. Do that pluck at the same time that you pluck. Get that buck going and shoulder bridge around. All right, and that's a little hard to do slow, but if you can do it fast, try it. It is easier with a partner because I've noticed, like when I do it with Dave, because I'm bucking him and rolling him, I can kind of go with him to get over. When you don't have someone on you, it is a little harder. But do the best you can, all right? So you're here, both hands come up, over, strike, strike, same idea, up, back away, escape. All right, let's do, just like before, do 3 of them on your own. Give it a try. I have a tendency to always go to my left. That's just my natural response. There is no right or wrong. You can go the other way. Just remember, whatever side you're going, you want to trap that foot. All right? That stops you, your attacker, just like they can put their hands down and stop, they can also stick their foot out. And you don't want that to happen. All right? So make sure you trap that foot. All right? All right, 3 times. Sitting on you. Get off me. Okay, awesome. All right, let's take a look at another one that is very similar. Yes, and that's with your hands pinned. I'm saying Dave was back here. So your hands are pinned. So there's 2 ways that your hands can be pinned. They can either be pinned kind of out to the side like this, or they could be pinned up overhead. Okay? So let's do up overhead first. Let me just be careful with my... Okay? So, very similar to the others, like being choked. Good news with your hands pinned overhead is that your attacker is so far forward off balance. And also, they're not striking you if they're pinning with both hands.
Or choking. Or choking.
Or choking you. The reality is they could try to transition to one and start that strike. So you don't have a lot of time. With your hands pinned, you make that buck. And because that attacker's weight is so far forward, he went flying. Now, your attacker, he or she, you may need to do 2 bucks or 3 bucks, but again, with Dave, even with my hands pinned all the way up overhead, he's got to lean so far forward, all right? So that when I make that buck, he already travels, all right? So I make that buck and shoulder bridge. It's possible he goes flying and I stay here. That's fine. I might drop an axe kick up, I'm out. I'm not staying. Ooh, okay? All right. There's one more fine detail if I can show it. Me do it this way. Ideally, I don't know if they can see. Can you look up and see if they can see?
No, they can't see.
They can't see. We're gonna slide back, right?
No, it won't work.
Oh.
Let me talk.
Okay.
Very hard to see from that angle.
Depending on how your hands are pinned, if there's some way that you can trap his hands to keep them there, that's a small technicality. If one hand is like this and you can reach out like this, try to hold on to his wrist, that helps keep his hands in that position when you make the buck. If it's there, it's there. If it's not, it's not. So if I'm pinned, and he's got me by the wrist, I might try, don't let me out, all right? I might try and hold him in some way. Get off!
That's awesome.
All right?
Yeah, my face hit the ground.
Right, so it's not a strong hold. I don't know if you could see, I was kind of, like with this, my fingers, but it was just enough to pin him.
Just grab your can.
All right, so let's try it without a partner. Okay, you're on your back, hands are up. All right, you want to make that buck into a shoulder bridge, roll, get your hands back as quick as you can, strike, and you're up. You're out. All right, so try a couple of those on your own. I'll do a few more just to see a couple comments. All right, awesome. Good. We're still on, we're still live. We didn't cut out again. That's good. All right, hands are up. Get off. One more. Okay, awesome. All right, let's take a look at what it would be slightly different defense if your hands were out here. Okay? A little bit harder to make that buck and collapse an arm because when your hands are out here, they may be more framed or more stable. But you are going to do a similar motion. and have you show it this way first. And so hands are pinned. Ooh, that went a lot faster than I thought it would. I wasn't expecting to go over so easy. It's like you got lighter or something. One more time. I won't point so hard. Oh wait, it's gonna be here. Okay, so my hands are like this. They're pinned. It's a little more stable. What I'm going to do is, as I make a buck, I'm going to snow angel my hands down. So I'm going to make that motion at the same time. When I do it, whichever way, ideally you want to turn your head. Ideally turn your head to the direction you're going to shoulder roll. But if that requires thought, just turn your head. The reason for that is when you make that buck and bring it down, you don't want their face smashing you. So you want to get your head out of the way. So my hands are out, I make a buck and snow angel and turn my head. I may need to make a second buck, and if I can get this hand free because I snow angel, I can hit the side of my attacker there and get them with that shoulder bridge over. And get them over, and then it's the same get up as you normally would, okay? If they release when you snow angel, like you saw Dave do on the second time, place their hands on the ground, you're right back to that first buck trap and roll, okay? So let's work the body mechanics of this, assuming that that you're able to, they don't reposition, that you can buck here and they kind of collapse, and then you can make that roll, right? The most important part is getting the buck and the snow angel at the same time. Okay, on your back. Ready? Buck, snow angel, turn your head, go. Then buck, shoulder range, roll. Strike. Get up, retreat. Okay, on your back. Hands out. Ready? Buck, snow angel, turn your head. Buck, shoulder roll. Strike. Okay. And if the person goes flying, they're kind of lighter, or your buck is really powerful like you did the first time, you may not need that second. But let's practice it. Okay? This side. Okay, again. Arms out at the side. Snow angel, turn your head, turn. Up and out. Okay, all right. Catch your breath. Hopefully, you're not getting too much rug burn on your carpet. Do the best you can. All right, I want to take a look at a real quick, one more. This is our last sort of mounted position. This is that elbow escape. That's where that shrimp comes in. All right? That's where you're in mount and the bucks aren't working because they're sitting too far back on your hips. You're trying to buck and they're just kind of like, yeah, I got this. And they're still trying to strike at you. So this is how you use that shrimping motion, or we call it elbow escape, to get out. Here, all right, he's sitting a little bit further back. I'm trying to buck, but it's not working. All right, so avoiding my attacks. I pop to one side, drop that leg, shrink. I may need to come and do the other side. Come out, kick, more kicks, and out. I always start with my left side, so let's show it this way. My first side was hidden. Okay. So I'm down. He's sitting far back. I turn the buck. He's kind of riding it, and he's not posting. So I'm avoiding. The bucks aren't working. So as I'm moving side to side, I drop my leg, just like we were doing in our exercises. I'm on my side because I'm a little wider. I've created a little more space. Take my hands onto his thigh. I mean, I can hit some strikes here too, of course. Onto his thigh, shrink. If I'm good enough, I'll get all the way out, but I may not. So then I come back, drop the other leg, shrink. Post out, kick, until you feel comfortable. Extend, you're up. So, to be honest, this is one of my most challenging. I usually find I have a tough time shrimping, and that 1 or 2 doesn't work for me, unless I have a smaller opponent, like a tiny little person on top of me. But usually if it's a heavier attacker, if Dave's really sitting on me, it takes me 3 or 4 times. So understand that could be the case when we come back and work with our partners. But let's get the body mechanics down if we need to do it twice.
Yep.
Okay? And we'll deal with that you may need to do it 3, 4 times. Or after you do a couple of shrimps, now they sit a little higher, then you can do a buck trap and roll. Understand that can also be the process. All right, but let's do this defense. All right, so we're going to start. We're here. All right, we're avoiding those attacks. We tried a couple of bucks, they're not working. As I'm using this attack avoid motion, I come to one side, I drop that leg on my hip. Hands go to his thigh. Shrimp out. Come back right away, drop that other side. Shrimp the rest of the way out. On my back position, kick, kick, kick. I'm up, I'm back. All right, and this is assuming you get all the way out. Let's try that again. All right. Yeah. Avoid attacks, avoid attacks, avoid attacks. Drop the leg and shoot. Go back, drop the other leg, shoot, kick, kick, kick. Okay, let's try it again. Avoid, avoid, avoid. Drop one leg and shrimp. Right away, roll to the other side. Drop that leg, shoot out. Push the rest of the way, kick, kick. Maybe some axe kicks. I'm up, I'm back. All right? And remember, you should be kicking as many times as you need to until you feel like the threat is eliminated and you have the space and time and the comfort to get out. All right? How about we do that one more time, and then we'll move on. So avoid, 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 shrimp, shrimp, kick, 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 up. We're back. All right, awesome. If you have any questions, put them in the comments, take a second. And we're gonna wrap it up tonight with, we'll do a couple of like little shadow boxing, I'll say down on the ground, and have you pop out those. And I think what I'm gonna do for shadow boxing, instead of being up with footwork, we've been down on the ground, we'll do just a little tracking. So we'll do like shadow boxing on the ground. So a little different. So if you have any questions, put them in the comments. I'll just take a peek, see if there are any popping up. I don't see any. Okay, all right. That being said, catch your breath, grab a sip of water. We're gonna go into 1-minute rounds. We'll do 2 of them to wrap up. All right, so we'll do a minute rest, a minute rest. So we're gonna do a little shadow boxing on the ground, in ground defense. So a little different. We always stand up and do a lot of this footwork, and we're doing a lot of that already. So let's try something different tonight. On your ground, so shadow boxing would look like back position or side position. And you can use your hands a little bit, but really you're going to be using your kicks if your attacker is away from you. You would only use their hands if they're sitting on you. So if someone's sitting on me, yes, I can hammer fist and elbow and strike at them. But if I'm on my back, my attacker's up, I'm going to be using my kicks. So I'm thinking as we track, let's just use our kicks. So we're here, you're going to be kicking, kicking. You can come to your side kick, track, track, kick, kick, track, kick, side kick. All right, so that's what your shadow boxing on the ground could look like. You could even throw in some of our non-traditional stuff like axe kicks. Kicks of fury, as I like to call them. So you got some of those things happening. I'm going to shout out mount. When I shout out mount, you're going to do your buck trap and roll. When I shout out elbow escape, you'll do your shrimp escape. When I say choke, you'll do your choke escape. What was the other one we did? And I'll say hands pinned. And you can do either one over your head or out to the side. So there's going to be 4 calls I'll make. for 4 ground defenses in the midst of you shadowboxing. I'll call mount. That's just your basic mount escape, your buck, trap, and roll. I'll call elbow escape. That's when the bucks don't work and you have to do that shrimping motion to get out. I'll call choke. You're being choked. Do that choke and buck. I'll call hands pinned. You pick this with the snow angel, or you pick this, which is maybe you can catch their hands, and you buck and you send them over. Okay, so you've got 4 of them. If you mess up and you do something different, that's okay. Doesn't matter. All right, so we got a minute. We'll rest. We'll do 1 minute and we'll call it a night. All right? Okay, ready? Go! Mount! Get up, go right back down.
Leave me alone.
Arms pinned.
Leave me alone.
Elbow escape.
Back up.
And time. Rest. Rest. We'll do like a 30-second rest and we'll do 1 more of those, okay? It'll be a different form of shadowboxing. I have a funny feeling my abs are going to feel it tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's not a funny feeling, I know. My abs are going to feel it tomorrow.
Good.
Ready? 3, 2, 1. Last round. Shadowboxing on the ground. Choke. Get off me. Mount.
Leave me alone.
Arms pinned.
Back off.
And time. Ooh, time. Catch your breath. Get some water. Whew.
I wonder how many people did that with us.
Nice job.
All right. All right, so as always, a couple quick announcements. Monday night, Krav class Zoom, open to anyone. So even if you typically train Wednesday night, or Tuesday night karate, whatever, and you want to come join us, please do. Look for the Zoom link on the main page. All right, join us for that. Wednesday night, we're here with Facebook Live. And tomorrow night is the second Be Like Water session that FSK is hosting. Yours truly is teaching a session for that, along with several other top-notch instructors. BJJ, instructor former from FSK, will be there. Jeet Kune Do, Kali, some great instructors. So definitely check that out. It's well worth it. And I mean, clear your schedule tomorrow night. It's free. What more can you do? But it is first come, first serve. So reach out to Sean Shanker, FSK, to get the Zoom link for that. All right. So that's that first one. And then, as always, I take requests. So if there's anything, for those of you that are following along regularly, if there's anything in curriculum you want to see, please let me know. We'll break it down, we'll work it. And I know it's not the same, Krav is so partner-based. It's not the same doing it without a partner. But honestly, and trust me, if you're working out and you're staying in shape, your cardio's up, your strength is up, your core is going to be rock solid when you come back. and you have those body mechanics down to the defenses, it's going to snap right into place with a partner.
You're going to be light years ahead of everybody else sitting on the couch eating potato chips.
This is true, all right? So definitely, you know, keep at it, keep at it. I know it's not the same, but keep working those body mechanics. It's so important. It builds that muscle memory. So if you've always had trouble doing the buck trap and roll, now we're doing these body mechanics, and all of a sudden a partner's on you, you've just now have done that 30 times tonight, and you've built some of that muscle memory to buck, and you will get there, all right? Awesome job, everyone. Let's end with a bow. Stand up nice and straight, hips back, hands together. Kita. See you all in Zoom land or Facebook land in the coming days.
Thank you.